Hello everyone, I'm going to go over the skill tree that I'm using for my Necromancer in Diablo 4, and I'm just going to work my way down the skill tree and tell you how I'm using it and why I'm using what I am using. At the moment I'm a level 68 and I'm doing tier 20. That's the highest I've done so far. At the end of the video I'll do a demonstration, try to walk you through how I'm using the build that I'm doing, and I'll try to get everything that I can in this build as I can. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the skill tree first. First, you're going to want to get Reap. Of course, like when you first start the game, you're going to have to work your way down the skill tree in order to get everything. So it's really hard to like tell you what to get, but this is what I'm using right now for the mid end game, I guess you could say, because I'm only level 68 and there's 100 levels. So you take it with a grain of salt. So I'm using Reap, Enhanced Reap, and Accolades Reap. So Reap is your generation essence, so you're going to want to have this for this build. Then Enhanced Reap is, you got to take it because it's right there in the middle, so it doesn't really matter. But the Accolades Reap is very, very important. What it does is, I'll get to this later on, telling you about the build, but Corpse Tendrils needs to be triggered by a corpse on the ground. And Accolades Reap is the perfect way to actually get Tendrilled Corpse, or is it Corpse Tendrils? I'm not too sure. But this is what's going to activate your rotation or your burst phase in this build. So then this is your bread and butter right here, the Sever. And with gear, you're going to want to try to increase the rank of it as much as possible. Right now I'm trying to get my boots to get more rank on them for Sever, but I can't get it. So, you know, I've been trying to get it for a while, but I like, if you get more rank for your Sever on any piece of gear, it's always a bonus for this build. Then you got the middle, and then I'm using Paranormal Sever. And what this does, every fourth cast of Sever makes the enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. You know, I guess it really doesn't help that much, but vulnerability is self-explained, but it gives you 20 increased damage. So it's pretty good. This build does not have any minions, so you will not be using Supernatural Sever. So I am also using Unliving Energy, which increases my essence by 9, and then Imperfectly Balanced is increasing my core skills, which is Sever, by 9%. And the core skills cost 9% more essence, but deal 15% increased damage. So there's a trade-off. You know, this build is very bursty, and I'll show you at the end of the video how I use this build. So that goes over the core skills, and then for the corpse and macro skills, I'm using Spiked Armor for Thorns, 3 of 3. Then I'm using Iron Maiden, and in the middle, of course. The middle of Iron Maiden is really cool. I'll explain it when I'm playing at the end of the video. But Enhanced Iron Maiden gives you essence for each enemy you curse, but you can only do it 1 time. I'm not too sure if it falls off, you could redo it, but typically you don't want to be like killing a mob for that long. So I'll go into more detail of how I'm using this build and how I'm using Enhanced Iron Maiden for more essence or generation of essence. And then I am using a 5% of your max life heal whenever an enemy dies while afflicted with Iron Maiden. So Iron Maiden is also like a thorn shield, if you want to say. It lasts for 10 seconds. Then I'm using, you deal 6% increased damage to cursed enemies, so that's only 2 of 3. Then we're going to go down, and then we're going to take gruesome mending. Like, there's not too much for this build in the way of the talent tree, so I opted for more life regeneration from healing all sources, which is not too bad because I'm not too sure, but I can't remember what it's called, but the weapon, like the Reaper's weapon that I use, heals you when you kill stuff. I'm not sure if it actually works on that, or if it also works for the Iron Maiden talent points. So I like it. I think it helps a lot. And then this is huge, Corpse Tendrils. This is where all your burst damage is coming from, as well as Sever. And what's happening is when you're using Corpse Tendrils, I'll go into more detail when I'm playing the game, but you want to make sure there's a corpse on the ground, and you're going to be getting a corpse whenever you use what is it called again? I'm still very new as like everybody else. Reap. Whenever you use Reap and you have Alkalade's Reap, after every 5 seconds you get a corpse on the ground. So this is huge in order to use the Corpse Tendrils, because you cannot activate Corpse Tendrils without a corpse. So you don't have to kill a mob in order to get Corpse Tendrils going, because you can just nail it with Reap and then you'll get a corpse on the ground. The one like weird thing about the game right now is wherever you attack is not where the corpse lands. I'm not too sure if that was meant to be that way or not, but it's kind of aggravating. So like, I like to use boots that when you use your dodge, it increases your movement speed by 70%. So I could like run around a little bit and find the corpse on the ground and then activate Corpse Tendrils to get it going. But what Corpse Tendrils does is that it stuns creatures for 3 seconds, which is huge for increasing the damage of your build through gear optimization. And then in the middle, they are slowed as well. And then you want to use vulnerability for 3 seconds. So pretty much when you use Corpse Tendrils, you're getting a stun, a slow, and vulnerability, which is huge. That's 3 debuffs that you could buff. So you could use damage to slow enemies, increase vulnerability damage, and then slow damage as well. Just huge amount of damage available for you right there. Then I have Reaper's Pursuit, just to activate the darkness section and the corpse section of the talent tree. Then I have Gloom, more damage DPS, and then I have Terror, more damage DPS, which also stacks with stunned or immobilized creatures. So this is getting a double benefit with Corpse Tendrils as well. So moving on down to ultimates, and then I'm using Bone Storm for more damage, and then I took the damage reduction and the critical chance with the Bone Storm. And last but not least, I took Shadow Blight. So that pretty much goes over the skill tree. I tried to explain as best as I could of why I took everything. So really the key of this build is using Reap in order to actually get a corpse on the ground finding that corpse on the ground, using corpse tendrils to activate it. Then it sucks every creature that they possibly can in one large group while they're stunned, slowed, and have vulnerability, and then you just sever them. You just try to kill them as fast as you can. I'll show at the end of the video how I do it, and I'll try to walk you through it. Oh, I almost forgot as well. You're going to be taking a standalone to increase your damage reduction, and then you're also going to use Memento, which increases your sacrifice abilities when you're actually not using minions. So I'm going to go into Book of the Dead, and there's so many different ways you could do it, but this is the way I'm using it. I'm using Reapers, and I'm using 20 increased shadow damage. I'm getting a lot of buffs to the sacrifice through gear itemization and through the talent tree. So, and then I have the skeleton mages, and I'm using 20 increased damage of vulnerable enemies. And then last but not least, I'm using golems, and I'm using more maximum life. So that goes over the talent tree in the Book of the Dead. So, the Paragon right now, I'm working on it, but I'm not really too sure, like, if it's the best way to go about doing it. But this is how I'm using it right now. It's different, to say the least. It's not easy to do, but I'm using the course, the general one that you get for being a necromancer, and I'm taking my first step was the prime on the right side, and then it's so easy and interchangeable to change this. So whatever you feel is better for your way of playing, you can always change it, as well as your talent tree. So this is a general guideline of what's working for me, and I'll show you at the end of the video as well what is capable of this build, and try and do a speed run of a high level tiered nightmare dungeon. So this is how I did it. I took prime on the right side, and then I worked all the way up and took knowledge, and then I took preservation, and then I took the middle node. And I didn't put this middle node in until I got it, but I'm using Gravekeeper, and what it does is it increases the rare nodes within range by 50%, which is really good, and that increases the damage up to 12% for every close corpse. You're going to be having a lot of corpses because you're not going to be using any of them. So that's a lot of damage. And then after that, I worked my way all the way up, and then I went and I picked up Scent of Death, which is going to be your Paragon, your next connecting Paragon. And then I went all the way up, and then, no, that's not what I did, no. And then I went to Ruin. So, Ruin increases damage to healthy enemies. It's self-explanatory. When characters have more than 80% of their life, you do a lot more damage. And I'll try to go into more detail about the gear and how I decided on what I would pick, what I took. So then it was Ruin, and then I went and I took then I went and took Preservation. Then I took Shadow Resilience, and then I took Death Mark, and then I worked on the Glyph Socket and Bibber, and this increases your shadow damage and increases your health healing potions by 30%, which is really cool. Like, I noticed, like, the first, like, general one, the Glyph Socket is much easier to get to work than it is on the other ones. So I couldn't really find anything better than Sent to Death for the connecting Paragon right now. I'm believing that the third one will definitely. I can't remember what it is, but I want to say it's not Sent to Death, but I can't remember what it was. But I have another one in mind for the third one. I apologize. I just can't like do it right now. But I'll make an updated video of this if there's a lot of views and people want to look at and watch it. So that goes over the Book of the Dead, the abilities in a Paragon tree. And then, as always, just make sure you're trying to get your bonuses when you're playing. And they're pretty hard to get, you know. They make them pretty high. Typically, you're going to be working on trying to get dexterity. You're going to be trying to get all your attributes, all of them up all the time. It's like in a Rubik's Cube trying to get it all perfect sometimes. So I'm gonna go over the gear, and like I noticed that when I was playing that in my opinion, I've been playing Path of Exile for so long that I like the 75% resist was like necessary in Path of Exile, but in this game, I'm finding out. This is my tip. This is one of my tips that I'm going to give you, and it's been working well for me. Is that armor and life are king, and resist, even though they are important, they're not going to keep you alive. I might sneeze, I apologize. um, but right now, I have 66% physical damage reduction. And this is huge. I love the potions that give you 900 more armor, and it makes me like 87% physical damage reduction. From my understanding of me playing for a while now, for as long as everybody else, I guess you could say, is that elites don't really spam like their attacks very much. You might get nailed and you might get CC'd or crowd controlled for a while, but typically what's going to kill you is all those other little mobs and those other mobs just pouncing on you when that's happening. It's not going to be the cold, the fire, and the poison that's going to kill you. It's going to be the mobs that are hitting you when you're CC'd that are going to kill you. So if you could get more armor and more life, the chances of you surviving like are great. They're like huge in my opinion. At the end, like I said before, I'll show you demonstration on what's going on. And the gear, I'll just go through it really quick. Like it's really hard to like go over everything, but like I have, you could follow the stats on here if you wanted to. I wanted to make sure that I have a percentage-based total armor for my helmet. It just, it's not a good roll on there. I wish there was like some blessed blessed orbs to where, or divine orbs to where I could actually adjust my stats for my gear, but I guess I can't really do it. But the helmet has a lot of armor, +4 to Iron Maiden, 529 max life, just really good. I'll just show the gear and briefly go over it a little bit. The chest has a lot of resists. Oh, I forgot the imprint. The barrier is probably, the barrier imprint is going to be the one that you want to get first. Like the absorption shield that you get is huge. It's like practically half of your life. I don't know if like every class could use the same stuff or aspects as you can, but this one is huge. It's going to keep you alive for a long time. Then I have the chest, a lot of resist, shadow damage. The imprint, I like it a lot to increase my armor even more. The gloves, I want to get Sever 3 or 5. I've been trying to get new gloves, but I can't really find anything. Intelligence, crit chance, and critical strikes from Sever, 10% chance to spawn pool of blight. I probably should change it to Curse, but for Iron Maiden and well, looks like I disconnected. Let's see if I could log back in. Oh my god. Let's see if I could log back in. Let's see if they got problems with the game. Oh, sweet. Oh. Where was I? Oh, that's awesome. They've been having problems lately. I was on the gloves. Then the boots. I would definitely like to get a different enchant or imprint or aspect on the leggings to where I would get more health per enemy next to me, but I haven't been able to find it lately. Again, max life, not a lot for this. I'm trying to fill out willpower and all my other stats, and it's got armor, and it's got percentage based maximum life gems. The boots, run speed, corpse tendrils +3, which is awesome. Critical strikes grant 9% to 16% movement speed for 1 second up to 6 seconds. Really cool. The scythe is a lot of intelligence. I like the aspect on here. It's really good. Like if you move a little bit, you see my attack power is like about 6,400. If I move and remove this, it drops by about 1,000, more than 1,000. So just that like 2 little ticks is going to increase your attack power a lot. And you're not going to really want to move very much when you're using Sever. You're just going to be swiping with your scythe all over the place. Then amulet and rings are just a lot of resists and run speed and yada 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 yada. So alright, I'm gonna jump into the game and I'm gonna do let's see what I have here. Well, I'm gonna do a Tier 16 Nightmare map. Oh, I gotta find it. I tried doing it fast enough. I wish there was like an option for you to like just, oh, I know where it's at. No, it's right here. So another tip, when you're looking at the map, you could right click the mouse on the map and it'll make like a little, I don't know what that is, a nail. Let's call it a dagger. Kind of looks like a nothing. Alright, so I'm gonna just jump in and try to do a quick run to show you what's going on with the build. Hopefully I don't disconnect again. If I do, I'll have to cut it short. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it crashed. Okay, it didn't crash. Okay, good. I'm not going to use a mount. It's like really buggy. My game seems really laggy right now. Oh well. Might be because I'm streaming at a like high resolution. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try and make a quick run through this Nightmare Dungeon tier, I believe 16. I believe the creatures are going to be like about 5 to 6 levels higher than me. So we'll see it. Like I know I can handle it. I might die. We'll see. We'll see. Man, it's taking forever to load. Maybe I shouldn't have did it in 4K resolution. Alright, here we go. This little thing right here is gonna be following me, and like whenever it like activates, and if you're not standing under it, it like zaps you for like about 25% of your life. And if you're under it, I believe it makes you immune to damage. Just watch. Countdown. Zap. So here we go. We do Sever. Then we get Corpse Tendrils. Then we Sever. Pretty easy. Man, my game lagging bad. So if you're like low on essence after your like burst phase, you can always use Iron Maiden on them in order to get your mana, your essence back. I'm just gonna try and make a quick run through this dungeon. See how the armor is helping me survive. I'm not really sure like how good the other classes are right now, but I'm having a lot of fun playing the Necromancer. If I see like a juicy mob pack like with some elites in it, I'll jump them. Or like whenever I gotta free a prisoner. See, the corpses are really hard to find. Oh, it's a lot smoother. Awesome. Now the game's playing a lot better. So you want to like I'll try to like detail the burst phase, like the burst rotation. So you see like a bunch of mobs. You don't want to use Iron Maiden first. You want to use oh god, Reap. You see the corpse on the ground. Then you use corpse tendrils, and then you just light them up. And then if you need more essence after you're done with the burst phase, you can just use Iron Maiden to get your mana back to try to finish off the job that you bursted trying to win. I don't know if this build's going to work like really high end game, but at the moment it's working pretty good. I'm level 68, and this is a tier 16 map, and the mobs are they're 69. Well, I wish I had a higher one, but I could do 20. I have like a 21 too I could possibly do, but these maps usually take a long time to do. Maybe I should try a 21. So, as you can see, I haven't really tried any minion builds. Like my first like idea was to play a minion build. I was enjoying it, but I need to start going through this a little bit faster. I'm gonna get zapped. I'm just gonna run through the map now. Map, I should say. Dungeon. Like I said, if I see like a juicy mob setup, there's one right there. I'm gonna use Bone Storm right on this one. See, I didn't have enough mana essence to take them out, so I used Iron Maiden to finish the job. Let's take these boys out. Like you could if you wanted to, you could just like run into the next pack without Sever. You could use Reap and then you could use Iron Maiden to regenerate your essence even more if you wanted to like try to chain pull as fast as possible. So like right now I have no essence. Bam. A couple of Reaps. They go down. So not much to it, you know. I'm gonna try and burst these guys down really fast. Let's hope the butcher doesn't come out. Alright, one more prisoner to free. Ooh, there's 4 modded elite. And he goes down with no problem. As you can see, it's a lot of bursts. It's like a burst rotation. Pretty much you want to use Reap, find the corpse Tendrils, then Sever away, and if you don't have enough to actually like finish the job, or if you don't feel like you're gonna have enough essence to finish the job, Iron Maiden, get more essences, and then, you know, just try to finish them off. Hopefully there's a boss fight in here. I don't know. Oh, I got these. The lever. Hopefully there's a boss at the end of this so you guys could see the no, there's no boss here. It sucks. See how the corpses just like spit out anywhere? Getting stunned all over the place. I don't think there's going to be a boss fight. I think all I'm going to have to do is kill 2 more Ward of Ice in order to beat this. Let's go left. Oh, lucky duck. They should melt really fast. No, I got stunned by the... See, like I have no essence, and then I just Iron Maiden, and I got Got the essence back. These fire guys were really nasty when I first started playing. He's gonna like blow up and then like the diaction. Yeah, there we go. So one more ward of eyes, and I like the it's a juicy elite pack. Oh man. No legendaries. That's not cool. I bet this is a fake one. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was gonna be a fake one. Oh wow, look at this mess. Gonna use bone. Well, that's that. Well, that's the end of the dungeon. Hopefully you learned something. Got any questions or anything? Just give me a message on YouTube, I guess.